9. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
Safe to say we're going to have ourselves a little fun today here. 100 laps to the distance with 18 drivers scheduled in right now onto the track here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a fight out here on P10 Racing TV. Hello again, everyone. I am the Crusader, Christmas Driver, joining you guys here today. Michigan International Speedway, all about that 2-mile-long embankment. High speeds, high power, hard runs, crazy action, and entertainment. Certainly these drivers know, though, there is much more to it than just trying to be the fastest around this part of town. Now, I will say real quick as well, you will see the time jump in about 8 minutes here. We will be advancing to the next session. Long story short, the officials made a little mistake on making the time sheet here, so just be aware of that. But nevertheless, great, cool to see the drivers coming out here, and still cool to see everyone banging onto the track. Going to see how they are handling, how they're feeling today as we start off with, of course, the Butterfinger man himself, the 78 Dean Viney. Dean, good to see you back on the show here, sir.
Hey, how's everybody doing up there?
We're doing good on our end here. How have you been today?
It's been a good day, actually.
Well, we might talk a little bit about it, or you just wanted to kind of see what you can do on the track today?
Yeah, I want to see what we could do out here in Michigan. It's always been one of my, I like the track in a sense, but it's not always been good to me.
Well, we'll have to see if it's good to you today. In this case here, Dean, thanks for your time down there.
You bet. Have a good one up there tonight.
You too, buddy. Dean Viney, ladies and gentlemen. Well, listen to the old famous rattlesnake himself, the Robert Kahn here, as he's already set the fastest time in the ADA here in practice. Kahn, good wrench service still on the side of the car there, but nevertheless, your speed's definitely ranking up there from the bays back in the 80s and 70s there, my friend.
Oh yeah, I feel a big difference. Car feels good. It's kind of loose and a lot of tire wear, so hopefully this one that plays in for me.
You talk a lot about the tire wear, talk a lot about the wear and tear of car goes through in general, but on Michigan and this kind of setup, how important really is it just to try to stay out of that troublesome tire wear?
It's really important. If you can conserve the first 10 to 15 laps, it sets you up for a really long run. It's really easy to go wide open here, but if you can refrain from doing that, you can have a really good long run car.
Certainly the case indeed. Colin, thanks for your time down there.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Robert Kahn, ladies and gentlemen, on the line there. Time to listen to the candy man himself here, Daniel Holloway here, as he brings out the racist Peanut Butter Cup 21. Daniel, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good on our end tonight here, Daniel. It's been a little bit of a morning sunrise here for you, but how much has the car kind of intake that coffee and that little jet stream of speed that you're getting through on this track?
I just got on track, so I'm just trying to find the line on this car here, so it's just by herself, but it should be a fun race tonight. Michigan got multiple lines, grooves, and maybe some 3, 4, maybe 5 wide tonight.
You think a lot of drivers will be kind of tempted to do that early on or later in the run?
Possibly, because, I mean, you're going to, for new tires, I mean, the first 7, 8 laps is where feel like their car is just going to go anywhere where you want to, and trying to get the track position, and then that's where the tires will kind of kick in, and that's where times will come a little bit slower. So, but I think at first and restarts, that'd be your best spot to try to get positions and then keep going.
For sure there, Daniel. Thank you for your time down there, buddy.
Thank you, thank you.
Daniel Holloway, ladies and gentlemen. Time to listen into another guy that's been on the show a little while here. Of course, the Interstate Batteries number 18, Bobby Anderson, back on the track here. And Bobby, obviously you've had a lot of success here from the previous Sunday night encounters as well as from a couple of Monday night encounters. But your success right here at the pit stall hasn't quite been up to the standard there. Has it just been kind of just nerves getting the better of you, or there's just been the new car kind of having trouble to figure out?
It's a new car. Just trying to get comfortable and see the edges, how far you can run the car, what's your limit here with it. It's just a little different than driving the trucks and these late models we've been racing with and doing good at. So just trying to figure out the car, see what our limits are with it, transition over here and see if we can get better finishes out of it.
With this track being a lot more raw power and raw speed, or do you think that kind of suits more your style, or do you think you're going to still be a little more finessed out there?
With the way this track runs, there's still going to be a little bit more finesse. It seems here, if you cross them just enough, you can't lose it. So with everybody being in the draft, being close, you may lose it a little bit. So it may take a little finesse here, especially with the sets we have and laps we've got here. We've got to hold on to what we have and take care of the 4 good years we have on here.
For sure there. Thank you for your time down, Bobby.
Thank you.
Bobby Anderson, ladies and gentlemen, on the line there. Listen to the old Mitzel himself, DJ Mitzel on the line here. DJ, great to see you back on the track here in the Kodak Max Film 4. How's it been since we last seen you?
Hey Chris, yeah, it's been pretty good. Just taking some time off here with summer finally hitting in the northern climates, so lots of stuff to do.
Lots of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to kind of build behind, kind of take down on the track here, but nevertheless, though, as you kind of return to the show and you're going to face off here in a very tough challenge in itself in Michigan, what really is kind of the area and structure you're trying to really keep your set on, trying to make sure you don't really get too loose off of?
Really, I'm just trying some strategy stuff right now, trying to figure out how to save my tires. Honestly, was just right now trying a 2-tire stop, seeing how that is. I don't think I'll be the fastest out here, so just trying to find the right strategy.
For sure there. All right, well, Mitzel, thank you for your time down there, buddy.
Yep, thanks, Chris.
The Missile, DJ Mitzel, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let's listen in real quick here with Tim Williams here on the line now. Tim, good to hear you back from the show, and once again, the 45 still looking pretty strong out there. How's it going today?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
Doing good, sir. So, Tim, I'll ask you this then. I guess you're all still suited up into that tie and all that. Have you kind of been really trying to figure out a little bit of what to do here in Michigan, or were you just kind of just coming in here to see if maybe you can just survive the track this time around?
I think I'm just going to try and survive the track and see what happens. If I get a good position, then we're good. If not, then, hey, I've tried.
You tried, you did. Well, nevertheless, Tim, we do appreciate your time down there.
All right, Chris. Thanks a lot. Take care.
You too, buddy. Tim Williams, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let's listen real quick to Michael Pratt as well here. Michael on the line here. Good to have you back on the show. And right now, as you're currently getting yourself situated in the top 10 bracket with the track here, got a little South Park scheme going on down there. What's going on with that down there, bud?
Just playing around a little bit, having some fun.
Well, I think if they see the back of that, I think that means you got to respect our thought tie, right?
Perfect.
So, Michael, ask this real quick. You've had quite a run there on long runs there from short to long tracks here, but this track obviously is going to be more prioritized on long runs usually because of the fact you only get about less than 10 laps of good, strong, hard car racing. But for you, really, where is your mindset and where is the focus in terms of trying to navigate through the corners?
Well, it depends if the car's in front of you or not. You got to try figuring out where to go, where the other cars aren't. I mean, you got to race the rest of the track. I like diving down in the corner and riding low, but I see some of these people are also doing the high line. I can run it, but it just depends if the cars are there or not.
For sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, Pratt, appreciate your time down there.
Have a good one.
Michael Pratt, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's really about it right now. So we're just about to head into the actual qualifying session itself. Yes, I know it says there's still like 10 minutes left on the clock, but again, officials down there made a mistake and did not quite put everything where they were supposed to, so that is on them. And a little bit on me for not getting the time situated on my clocks here, but again, I have a live timing system set for a reason here, guys. So we have initiated into our launch sequence here. We are going to be heading down into our timing sheets here. This is time for qualifying here on the track. So we'll see who and where can take the best runs and the best drive line here. See what they can put up the numbers here. Mike Rideout immediately going to come out here and try and see what he can do. Derek Paulson, Steve Rada, Bob Anderson, and Eric Blount all heading down the track immediately here. I'm very interested to see just really the slingshot mechanisms these cars are going to be given out of the start, and then just how hard it is going to be for everyone to kind of narrow down each corner, each turn, especially considering how tough it will be to really holster down that long run. I got a feeling it will be extremely difficult just to make sure they stay out of trouble from, but I think it'll even more so. It will be really kind of focus on just trying to hit each turn the best you can, watch the corner, and make sure you just keep those RPMs up as much as you can here. These qualifying laps are only half the equation, so we'll have to see how it times in. Anderson right now and Rideout, they're two drivers close enough in position to how far they are in terms of who will set the first time of the night. Anderson's first time will be marked down. We'll see what happens here. See, pulls it around off the track there. You see a good crowd of fans on the stand here. Good to see them all on the show. First lap, well, setting a little bit slower than Mike Rideout actually at 39.33, 39.35 there for Anderson. So about 200th of a second difference there. And Steve Rada and Derek Paulson flying right under the radar, 39.14 and 39.23. That's when you know speeds are up there. But we knew this guy was going to be a handful. But Steve Rada, the number 3, coming out here trying to see what he can mix up a little bit. DJ the Missile Mitzel just rocket his way into the top spot now, 39.02. Tyler Holwork, though. Oh my, first done under 39 seconds, 38.98. Holwork just scored himself one. Now, Rada is in the 0-8 sim stamp wise, but he is technically in the number 3. His second time will not be in the 38s. He'll be a little short there on the time. Derek Paulson, 38.81. That is fast. Treywick, 38.89 and a 38.92 for Eric Blount. Holwork's final time, 38.97. It's going to put him in the top 5 bracket, somewhere around there. We'll have to see if that holds on. So fast laps though, guys. Really fast laps set on the clock here. Treywick and Blount setting their times up. They will not be moving up anymore. Corey Cohen time. Roscoe though, 38.86 and 88 respectively. Oh boy, oh boy. Led McNeese trying to set his time right now. Looking for his last ditch efforts here. And again, these are just literally the only time you'll see the qualifying times actually matters, because you got to really get that speed, get that momentum going. I think in the race itself, it's going to more or less burrow down to how much control do you stay on your car and how much can you keep yourself out of trouble in some situations, especially considering how difficult it is just to kind of get away from the track burning your tires up. So right now, top 10 pretty much locked up a little bit. Mike Rideout, first one to set, second one to set a time, and he actually just kind of found himself on the bottom half. Robert Cobb, Tim Williams, all down heading onto the track. Daniel Holloway as well, so we will see those three now make it to the show and see what they can do. Very interesting to see the power these drivers can bring onto the table here. This is the ARCA car, by the way, not the Gen 4. The body design obviously is Gen 4, but the engine is just the old ARCA car that they use in real life, by the way, not just in iRacing. Still not totally sure when they will swap the actual body of the actual ARCA car we have today out there. I think it's literally the Gen 6 Cup car, just with literally the same engine they're running right now. And then of course if you have that car they have now, which is this Gen 4, with that engine they have using up, man, they sure can pour on some power there. Coming down on the wire here, first lap around, Tim Williams, his time scores a 39.35, actually slower than Rideout by about 200 of a second. Kind of surprised to see the time there, honestly. Tim didn't seem like he was going as slow as he did. Holloway jumps into a 38.95. He's already up there with the boys. Trying to show off probably his skill in class there. Maybe see if he can get something going. Remember Holloway a couple of seasons ago actually just completely tore up some drivers by taking multiple wins throughout the rest of the season. He would fall short of the championship though, but boy did he make a run for it. Williams laying down a 39.02 respectfully there. Khan's final times there, third spot. We'll put him into the second spot, 38.83 for him. Daniel Holloway's final time, 38.93. That'll put him in the 7th position behind some very tough competition. Chantel Bottle's final run down on the front straightaway, and her time is going to score a 39.08. Her first lap faster, 39.06. So I suspect we'll probably see a lot more run from her on her long runs. I think that's really something too that she's even pointed out to me before, is that she really likes to set that there. Yeah, I really will say though, Khan probably is one of those guys on this track you probably do not want to mess with. He's as clever as they come in terms of power and diversity and what he can do with that tire wear. And I just got word too from our producers, he's got a brand new piece of equipment. And honestly, I am legit surprised like what it is. But it is legit a direct drive down there, and he's also got a brand new set of pedals. I believe he's got load cells down there. So if you ever thought he was hard enough to beat with the equipment he was using originally, I think you might want to rethink that strategy, because he's got something much more crazy now in his arsenal. How much of a difference will it make per se? We'll have to see. I think he'll probably gain a little bit more time from it as soon as he starts to figure it all out. But the good news is originally what he was using, it would work well for what he had to do with it. But in this case, whole different story, man. It is a whole different story down there. Final laps being driven on the track there, of course. Nothing left on for speeds or drivers here. So we're currently just waiting for the command to go. About another minute or so, we will be heading to our intros today. But race fans, if you are new to the channel, be sure to share this one on around. We really do appreciate your support. If you are brand new to the channel, be sure to keep coming around here and say hi to our friends here and everyone on the track. We do appreciate you guys. I swear you won't be disappointed if you hang around with us on these broadcasts, because eventually something crazy may happen. And I've been given word too that I have something special coming. I have been waiting for this moment for quite a while. Yes, we knew the refresh for Dirt was coming up, but somebody out there got in touch with us and they said, hey, we got a dirt race we're going to throw. Do you want to broadcast? We said absolutely. So we are signed up here. We will see you guys on a Monday night edition, and we will be seeing probably some of the craziest dirt racing you'll ever see, as an all-star event will be coming up on June 5th. So be sure to tune in for that one there. We will see you guys that day and that time. Until then, though, I think it's about that time. We just kind of kick it off down to the sidelines and begin our show today. Before we do, though, let's take a look at our Lightning Wrapz track tech talk here. 2 miles in length, Michigan International Speedway. This is a place you cannot underestimate. High banks, high speeds, high power, and a lot of burn. You have got to find your long run and try to will yourself not to go too hard or too fast, but at the same time, test your limits and test your strengths. Know the role of the car and know the role of your speed. That is the name of the game. On to the intros for the pit stall. Time for the Pit Stall Racing Series. You know, I couldn't have said it any better myself. Anyway, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. The starting lineup on the grid and on the pole. And the number 06 will be Derek Paulson. The outside, and the 88 is Robert Kahn. Row number 2 and the number 9, it'll be Corey Coe. The outside, and the 1, last week's feature winner, Rockingham Time at Orozco. Row number 3 is Blake Trey with the 56, the outside. In the big 6, Eric Blount. Row number 4 is the 21 of Daniel Holloway. And the 8, the outside, it is Tyler O'Rourke. Row number 5, in the 45, Tim Williams, the outside. In the 08, Steve Reida. Row number 6, the Missile, DJ Mitchell. In the 4, the outside. The 5, the Throttle, Chantel Bottle. Row 7 is the 84, Len McNeese, the outside. And the 18, Bobby Anderson. Row number 8 is the 76 of Mike Rideout with the 3 of Michael Pratt. And last but not least, row 9, right rad for the 47. The 78 is Dean Viney. They are scheduled to hit the track here soon enough. Speeds of glaring, drivers daring. And they are ready for it. Robert Van Ness says, beware of the rattlesnake. Robert Kahn already chiming in to get his boy Kenneth Crawford, his brother in here. Steve Rada trying to get some folks in. To you all that are commenting down below, thank you so much for commenting and getting some faces up here. We cannot do it without you guys. All right, fans, if you're ready, I think I'm ready too. I think it's about time we launch these drivers off. Just a couple more seconds for drivers to engage the track. Looks like the only one we're missing down there is Ray Radford. And he will have a missed start, so that will cost him. He'll have to go at least 1 lap down, possibly, depending on how the judges officiate that one. But I think that will pretty much kind of put him, it'll definitely put him in the back nonetheless. But here we go. Gonna bring him off the track. Also, just got word as well from the producers before entering into this race today, I should mention, we have a very, very special event coming up next week on Wednesday night. We return of Six Sigma Sim Racing's Oval League, a special event, 87 Cup cars, yes, those bad boys, at the famed North Wilkesboro Speedway. You already know how I feel about North Wilkesboro. You already know how I like those 87 Cup cars. I think we got a match made in heaven. We are going old school next week. It's going to be a fun one. But right now, we're going back into the 2000s, back to the absolute madhouse of speed and auditions. The Gen 4s of ARC, in this case the ARCA cars, are ready to fire it on down. This is, of course, the 2018 version of Michigan as well, so not as much bumps, ridges, and slicks here, but this is a track still that, wear and tear-wise, is still going to test a lot of drivers, and honestly, it's going to probably, in my opinion, be extremely difficult for some to get used to the overall power and speed and trying to control themselves not to go as quick as you want. I suspect that down the road we will see a lot more drivers try to make or break their moves and try to take it down the line. But nevertheless, here to the Fort Worth Screen Printing starting zone, presented by John T. Garrett Twitch channel. Here we go. Let's fire them on down to the green flag starting line. 100 laps to the distance. Whoa, Corey Coe already now knocking Connor a little bit there. Or Con may have knocked down at him. Either way, both drivers taking slight contact. Immediately, drivers trying to scoot to the outside wall. They want to try to use the wall as leverage here. You can already tell what they're up to. They're trying to deliver the slingshot. Big slingshot moves here. Daniel Holloway, he's already up to it. He sees the challenge ahead. He wants to make the move quick. If you can make the move just right, not tear up the tires right away, yeah, go for it. Absolutely, Derek Paulson, though. I think, honestly, he's probably going to be those guys you just kind of have to watch out completely for and just see if you can hang on with. 3 wide down through turn number 1 and 2. 3 wide backs there off the corner ends. Marasco, Holloway, Con. Oh, hold on, Marasco got a little bit of the wall, trying to get out of there. He'll go 3 wide down the back into 3. Look out for Williams. Crossover down to the slingshot. The 45 big pass on the inside. Oh my. Talk about just driving the wheels out of those things. They haven't even gone a full 2 laps and they already want to try to muscle these things. I was literally going to say the other pack was Treywick, Marasco, Coe, and all them, and now it looks like O'Rourke is going to intertwine to the party as the number 3 is Steve Reda. Having a little bit of fun there on the bottom lane, but you can see he's all tip-top and out of shape. Eric Paulson falling back really quickly. Daniel Holloway, your new leader. Paulson just lost the lead quicker than I usually lose a relationship. Oh my word. I'm not really sure how the heck he got around that so quickly here, but nevertheless, it is Tim Williams falling right into the 3rd spot. The man's hard charging so quick, you thought the dude put some turbos in that thing, or he actually swapped the engine out to a 900 horsepower car instead of the ARCA car he's supposed to be driving. Caution's out though on the track. Ty Marasco, well, let's just say he went for a little bit of a ride down turn 1. Caution out on the track here. We'll take a look and see what happened here. Well, if I had to guess, I presume that somebody down there did not heed the warning. Don't drive too aggressive out of the gate. Looks like Marasco just getting a little love for last week, taking the whole dominance into account for last week's race. Corey Coe definitely got him in the back there, unfortunately, and that big nudge there in the corner. See on the bottom lane there, the number 4 there, that is DJ Mitchell, who tries to stay low. Coe looked like he was trying to set the corner up, and then Marasco just slowed up too much in his opinion and clips him right in the rear. Marasco with damage, however, they do have 1 inch to repair, so they can use it at any time. Although if I'm Marasco right now, the only thing I would want to do is just literally just get the damage I got on it and try to fix it up. The nose of Corey Coe, though, he's definitely going to need to get at least a little bit of damage fixed up. This track being so aerodynamically dependent, it's definitely going to force him to do some very crazy things here. So from pit road, Holloway first out, Williams second out on the bunch. Looks like just fuel for these guys here, so it looks like they're already just trying to figure out their strategies. I don't think they want to go too crazy out of the gate. maybe just focusing on the important stuff right now and the troublesome spots later. So now the field going to get doubled up again next time by, I believe, right after that first caution, which was involving our last week's feature winner there, Ty Marasco. Doubled up. Now ready to reel him back down on the track here, race fans. This is going to be a bit of a hot shot here. I'm interested to see what they'll bring to the table. Roll them up back down on the front straightaway here. Back to our green flag restart zone, and we are rocking him away again. Hard mix, hard drive off from the first set of corners here, down off the turns. Everyone right now just looking to intervene and intertwine. Tim Williams, I don't know how the heck he does it. He's already trying to use whatever he can to get to the front, and it doesn't seem like he cares about much else. He's already right on the back nose of one Candyman, Daniel Holloway. I would not want to be him right now. And look at this, Williams, the slingshot effect yet again. Williams, your new leader of the 45, taking control. Robert Kahn, Daniel Holloway, now looking on. They know they've got their hands and work cut out for them. Williams going to now have to go on defense. He went on offense, now trying to defensively take him down. A good block. Driving a little higher than blocking it down low. He forces Holloway to slow up a little. However, burning that tire up certainly will not help his cause any. The rattlesnake bringing right behind. This is where I've said it before, is when you really start to kind of gravitate towards drivers and start to see where they're at. It really starts to show how much crazier it can get. So firing back here, Len McNeese in the background as well with Tyler O'Rourke there in the number 8. Good to see O'Rourke kind of diversifying himself out again. He's one of those guys, man, like you watch him come out on the track, you see him kind of come out and race. He's always like in that groove, in that mix. He just wants to come out and try to perform at his highest level and his highest peak and see what he can do with the car. And he never has any give or any issues to really fight down there, so definitely interested to see what he can do. They're back down on the round right now. McNeese, Trawick, O'Rourke, and all them back down into the corner. Tim Williams leads the group. But Tim Williams leading this group right now, man. Honestly, I just got to believe that he's probably just trying to take every ounce of precaution, every ounce of control of this race, and hopefully that might be enough for him to finally do what he's been trying to do this entire season. The Missile, GJ Mitchell, though, having some company down there. The number 3, Steve Reuter, looking to run the gauntlet. When you fire up quick like that and you fire yourself down, you got to make it go. Rada now dripping down low yet again. He's getting a lot of run on that bottom lane. Again, that's usually where most drivers will try to aim towards, but the outside, I was hearing a lot, as you even heard it on the broadcast, they have run up there. But it is kind of sketchy up there too, it sounds like. So yeah, it doesn't look like you can get too crazy up there. Looks like, though, it doesn't seem to bother Mitchell, though, as he gets a little bit tight. That's going to be bad. Hold on down there, Mitchell. Oh, boy. I saw that car tightening up pretty badly there. Rada able to kind of stay away from him. But you could just see, though, how hard it was just to hold that car on the line. He was fighting every ounce of it just to make sure it would not get into problems. Paulson and Blount right now going at it a little bit here. Blount looks like he's kind of just starting to fall back a little more and just trying to stay away from trouble out of the gate. One thing I always said is you really just kind of got to know your line, know your targets, and then figure out the role you want to place it in. From there, you just kind of make or break your situations and make or break your runs and hope that they work out perfectly. Lap 16 of 100 now, about to be turned into a lap 17 to 100. Firing around town yet again. You can see, though, it is starting to be Daniel Holloway and Robert Kahn trying so desperately to push Tim Williams to his limits, but Williams doing a great job here. Our old friend Tony Westcott coming on board says, hope everyone has a great, safe weekend holiday. Westcott, same to you, sir. Great to see you back on the show. I've been wondering where you've been at anyway. You've been kind of hanging around for me, kind of white, kind of staying off, but I've been missing you. Well, nevertheless, though, here Williams. Still your race leader, by the way, hard charger of the day. He went 8 spots up just from where he began. And he has not held off since then. But he does have company kind of lingering right behind him. The Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, trying to find a way to dish it out at him, trying to build speed and pace. Holloway, Kahn, and Williams, they have separated out from a good chunk of the field. And this is exactly, if you're a driver, what you want to see. You want to see the other guy behind you just within seconds to more, to maybe a lap down if you can. In these oval tracks especially. Because the more time you get away from him, the less you have to worry about if you get loose or anything goes wrong. Speed getting less on your end and less on your front. Because again, a track like this, it tightens the car up so much, it forces your hand a lot more. And strategies really dictate the pace and dictate the control of where you finish at. Westcott says, sorry, buddy, I've been on the road delivering AG equipment for work. Finally home for a while. Westcott, I understand, man. I know that work life. Believe me, I do this. What do you think I do this for a living? So, does this, and of course my full-time job, which that takes up most of my time as it is, but doesn't mean I couldn't have holded a few relationships once in a while, but that's a different story. 1/5 of the way there, though. We are 20 laps into this race. Williams is already just trying to get that defensive blocking out of the way. He's trying to get Kahn off his tail. The draft on these cars is definitely there, but the control of the tires is really where it forces our drivers into a problem situation. That's what I was talking about. How much was he going to overdrive it? That was where we found out. Williams overdrove it, and he has rolled the right front on the 45, opened the door wide for Kahn. He sneaks past. We've got a new leader, but for how long will Kahn lead? Yeah, Westcott at least catches my drift and catches my joke. Thanks, bud. I knew I could count on you. If I give you a fist bump, I'd give you a fist bump. But how about just a virtual fist bump? We're going to back around right now. Rada, same situation Williams did, but Rada was actually able to get out of the wall and not have to run off too far there. Got himself in a little bit of a mix-up there as the Firelight 3 machine right now just trying to stay relatively cleaner now. You can see just now burning the tires up. He's already fallen right out of it and going into pit road. Tim Williams and Rada both at pit road right now. Williams immediately just probably trying to recoup his damage and recoup his losses there. He had a hard hit on that wall, on that outside banking there. And he knows it forced his hand a lot more than they realize. Haha, I love it. Well, Scott, I love it, man. Speaking of loving it right now, looks like Pod and O'Rourke. Oh, these two, I swear, have a love-hate relationship. They love racing each other, and at the same time, they hate racing each other because they're always racing each other. It seems like, but at least they'll keep it clean going through pit road as the whole field obligates to get themselves in. This is going to be interesting to see here. We're going to see what happens here. The Rattlesnake, first entry. Williams already in pit road. Looks like he is really late to the party. He's still not out. Anderson gonna slide on through. Paulson's up there. Kahn immediately trying to hurry out. Oh, but Holloway, big amount of speed from the 21. Holloway took less time and fuel, and he managed to make that 4/10 of a second count on Kahn. Now immediately drops the hammer on the boys. He's trying to jump it right ahead. Anderson's the last remaining driver in his sights. Anderson going into pit road now too, so looks like his pit stop gonna really be a big position for him. He needs to make sure it's a proper one too. Paulson now trying to get to the missile. If there was a driver this season that has just constantly been in the spotlight in that time zone, I thought honestly maybe either been Treywick or Holloway that was going to get it this season. But Paulson has just came back with a fiery vengeance this season. He came out a little bit of a slump, came out of a lot of problems there. He felt in the Super Late Model division. He said he wanted to prove to himself and prove to the drivers he's still as good as they come. Westcott says, don't want to jinx anyone, but definitely looked like speeding on pit road on that. I think he's talking about Holloway in that case. I mean, if he did, I would have said this, Westcott. He should have been black flagged by now. He would have had a black flag for going around the track 2 laps now for doing that. So I don't think he got a black flag for doing that there. I think he just kind of timed it just right. Remember, I think it's 55 in pit road there since it's a 2-miler. You got to think too, when he was in pit road, he was 4,700 of a second faster than Khan was in the pit time lane. So that means he pretty much, whatever gap Khan had on him while entering in pit road, he lost it. And then Holloway used that less amount of fuel he took and took it as speed and took it from there. So I'm going to say it was a clear, clean-cut pit stop, but I could be very, very wrong. We'll see what the officials say. Len McNeese right now having a little fun down there. Looks like he's going to try and mix it up a little bit with Eric Blount up there. Catching some speed and catching some drift here. Blount, this is a guy too that's already won this season. Of course, he seems to always figure out a way to win at least once a season here, but this race seems like at this point he's really kind of fallen more on his morals and trying to stay more in clutch time with himself. He's got Michael Pratt kind of sneak his way around too with the Toronto Chantel Bottle back behind him and McNeese. McNeese, the Western Auto Group 84, lingering and lunging the speeds up on the outside, but down the inside, Michael Pratt look like he's just going to throw every bit of shade, every bit of drive on these boys. You know he's yelling at the other drivers right now. Respect my daughter. That 3 has got the South Park kids on there, and they are firing all cylinders at him. And now they are really going to have to respect his authority. Scott says, just my opinion on it. Oh, I don't blame you, Scott. I mean, from my point of view, yeah, if I didn't see what my times were and my time differentials are, I would have been a little suspicious too. I'm not going to lie. 3 wide just for a brief second there off turn number 2. McNeese, Blount, and Pottle. And a lone Marasco finally catches himself back up. I used to call him old Marasco, or the Marasco fiasco, or I think I only called him Boss Hawk. I think I gave him a Dukes of Hazzard reference on him one time. I don't even remember. But nevertheless, he's still, honestly, for all the jokes and nicknames I can think on Marasco, man, he still is definitely a tough competitor and a tough driver for all intents and purposes. MF Racing Designs #1 is no slouch, guys. Got to think for a sec. Last week at Rockingham, he absolutely came out there. He dominated a big majority of that race and found finally the right time, the right place. The caution didn't come out to hurt him. He didn't run out of fuel. He didn't run out of speed. He just finally did what he set out to do. He put it on top and put her into victory lane. That was what he desired. That's what he wanted. And he finally got it. But Scott says, look out, boys. Miss Pottle coming through. Yep. She's always hanging around that top 10 or somewhere in the top 5 bracket. I never count out the Throttle Chantel Bottle. I think on play tracks, though, is where really I've kind of set my standards on with her in terms of going for a win, because that is where she excels at more than anything. She's extremely clever on how to draft and extremely clever on who to push and when not to get into trouble. More often than not, I think she is the driver with the most plate track wins in PTM Racing TV history. And we broadcasted a lot of plate tracks on this show. There was really a whole season to dedicate to nothing but plate tracks in one case there. I think it was Push the Limits Racing League that actually did that. I, of course, was not a part of that season in race-wise, except for maybe like 1 or 2 of them. But I did at least catch the last season of it, and man, I tell you, I was very honored to be the champion for that final season. That was certainly something I never in my lifetime thought I'd ever even get to. But, hey, I got one off my radar, so I don't have to worry about it no more. So right now, your leader, the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, setting the bar high, setting the speed well, with Daniel Holloway trying to catch back up to him. Holloway again was quicker out of pit road, but Kahn probably using a little bit of his strategy and his tempo, really showing what he can do with it. As he's got Derek Paulson and Blake Traywick all lingering behind, even DJ the Missile Mitzel not too far out of it either. 40% fuel though, only 2 tire sets to swap between, 1 inch to repair. I think honestly this could really come down to a long distance fight out here. Oh, don't look now too, but look at this. Michael Pratt, Tyler O'Rourke there. I didn't even see them on the timing sheets. They're hustling down there. Pratt earlier on was driving quick and driving hard, but I was not expecting this all of a sudden. He's kind of pulling a Tim Williams on our heads here. Climbing around right now. I don't know how the heck Michael Pratt has got the speed he's got right now, but he just went right on past Paulson and Traywick, and O'Rourke right now done the same thing. So right now, Daniel Holloway the next on the radar, and I think if I'm Holloway right now, I may be a little bit nervous about what the heck that big bad number 3 down there can bring at my tail end of the field. He's got a lot of run, he's got a lot of speed, he's about to show it down to the inside. Pratt really wants to make sure everybody respects the authority. He is not letting up today. But again, I have to reiterate how much of that right front is cooking underneath him, and can he hang on to it? It's not a matter of would he hang on to it, it's a matter of can he, because that car is as about of a dump truck size feeling to what you can drive with as they get. It is not the easiest thing to work around, I tell you that much. Also, a question for those at home, how is the stream look and everything on your guys? And I know it's still not picture clarity perfect, but I did have an update with our streaming service here, so I'm hoping that maybe it may have changed things up a little bit. Well, here we go. We saw Williams do it earlier. Now Pratt's going to do it down below. Slingshot. Big drive. Can he stick it? He's forcing Kahn in a very particular situation here. And Kahn able to defend him, at least for one corner. Pratt had to back out of that turn, I'm guaranteeing you. He knew he had a lot of run, but Kahn probably at this point knows, don't let other drivers buy me that easily. Pratt, though, this guy's got no quit. He will not give up. So close to victory lane a few times on the Monday Night Series. Now looking to try to dial this thing in today on the front straightaway. Kahn holstered the momentum and stay in line, but it will be Michael Pratt, your new leader now. Daniel Holloway falling further and further back. Paulson, Traywick, they're playing a long run game in my opinion. This is a very tight edge race for them. I think though the way they're looking at it, they're probably thinking maybe if they go the distance, maybe if they can linger just a little bit longer on the tracks, something could change. Holloway and Treywick, these two, you know they got history together. History dating back to really when we first even saw them come out on the track, let alone to when they first started racing. Pit stops now engaged. Let's see how it goes. Michael Pratt actually beat in there by Khan to pit road, so it's really going to be interesting to see how that goes for him. Lynn McNeese, Chantal Paddle staying out on the track. Could they be up to their usual workings? Or will they find a little extra get? We'll see here. Pratt coming out of pit road. Trying to hurry out there. Khan still stuck in, now getting out as well. Pratt just trying to jump up there quickly. He's going to have to quickly exit pit road and get to the entry. Paulson, Treywick, Holloway, and all of them in a little bit later. Looks like tires for Paulson, Treywick, and Holloway, as well as Mitzel and Marasco. Meanwhile, Anderson, Khan, Pratt, still same set of tires. I don't know if I necessarily agree with Khan and them going the length. They're going to distance it out here. McNeese and Pottle, they're going in now. They're driving it. Pottle to pit road. Oh, no, that's going to be trouble. Missed the pit stop out right there, and McNeese being her in there, so now that's going to be even more trouble for her. You just can't make mistakes like that, especially in this kind of racing faction, this kind of racing league, if you will. This pit stall racing series, my opinion, probably one of, if not the toughest leagues to deal with and to face off against, considering the level of competition you face on a day-to-day occurrence. Speaking of day-to-day occurrence right now, Marasco and Mitzel, oh boy, they had a little fun there through turn number 2, didn't they? Marasco not letting up on Mitzel, and Mitzel really wasn't letting up on him, but there really was no choice. It was either get in there quick or get out quicker. Marasco knew if he was going to hold him back, he was going to fight him harder here. So right now, Khan, your leader here, Pratt, just hustling and bustling to him right now. Gonna be interesting to see how Pratt gets up there to Khan and what Khan will do. We know he's gonna catch him on the corner here down through turn number 4. You can see that speed's just there. What will the rattlesnake do? He's gonna stay high. Is he gonna try to force Pratt? No, he's not gonna try to squeeze him. But he is staying in a very optimal line where Pratt has got to drive a little higher to get the corner on 3. Down to 1. He'll drive it in a little tighter. The car is going to shift up a little. Can he hold the weight? Whoa, boy. Hold on. Hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Every time they do that, man, I'm always a little bit nervous because I can never experience what that... I can never even begin to tell you what it feels like in there. Although I will say... it feels a lot more scary than it looks. You're on board with Corey Kittle. Swinging it right back around now. Holloway with the missile. DJ Missile right behind him, trying to stay out of control. Robert Kahn, though, holy moly, is he falling back really farther than I thought here. And again, I know why that is, obviously. Paulson, Treywick, and then they all got fresh tires. And look at this now. Paulson, he's going to use that wisely and use it well. His strategy, obviously, is going to kick up more power, more speed. Paulson running on fresh rubber. Pratt on burnt. Class on the outside, on the inside, driving it right down, and it'll shift. Pratt one spot down. Paulson back to the lead. Pratt, though, hard charger today. He was 15 spots up. Now he's 14th, looking to go 13 back. Treywick taking his lean in and making a shot for the dark. Every track, every car, every position is just starting to get further and further along for the ride. Every driver right now knows they cannot make any more mistakes. Running them back around right now. Here you can see, though, it is starting to be a little bit more of a dog-eat-dog world right now. Fuel and tires definitely putting every driver in a different place. Daniel Holloway, DJ Mitchell all taking tires and fuel. Michael Pratt only taking fuel. Marasco only taking fuel now. Well, took tires and fuel. Khan only took fuel. Blount, Coe, and Pop took tires and fuel. Then it was Pottle just took tires. Dean Viney starting to go with tires and fuel, and then everyone below them either just going with tires, either going with just fuel or nothing at all. Holloway still dealing with pressure there from Mitchell, but again, I think this really just shows you, as we're halfway done with this race, where their strategies lay and where their progression lies at. I think honestly those that went in early were expecting to get a little bit more of a jump start now to actually kind of fire it back down as long as they can. Get away from the field and go from there. So right now, Paulson, Treywick separating out by about a half a second there. The gaps starting to run out of time, starting to run down to the edge here. I think the farther we go with this race too, guys, I think it really is going to start to favor those that went in early and took those tires and fuel. Looks like Robert Kahn already well aware of his mistake. You can see right side's going on. Will he take lefts? Yep, left side's going on this time around. You know he's immediately trying to play damage control. He's going to have to hope the other guys go into pit road and take just fuel to catch him. That's really the only way he's going to be able to get a chance at him, is if they only just take fuel and he gets right back up to him. He's got a long, long way to go. A very, very long drive to catch him at. So Paulson, Treywick, Holloway, gaps separated by a mere second. Both drivers pretty equal to one another again. We got him kind of thinking about this too. They all took their fuel, their tires. Other drivers like Pratt, Kahn, Coe and them, and then company did not originally, but now it seems to be a change up here. Actually, Coe did take tires, I should clarify. Now at this point, just trying to think, he's just figuring out what he can do here. Anderson looks like his strategy is going to be starting to pinpoint around a little bit too. He's in the top 10 currently, just trying to hang in there a little bit. Time running out here. Treywick going into pit road there with Holloway, Mitzel, Pratt. They're all in there. Derek Paulson immediately trying to jump back out of the speed, jump on the right tracks line here. We'll see who gets the better of who here. Treywick, though, gotta be, in my opinion, thinking just what the heck can I do to stay ahead of Holloway and get ahead of Paulson before it's too late. Fuel seems to be the marker as Paulson's coming straight on that front straightaway. These guys got to hurry it out. I don't think they're going to have time. They're not going to have time. Paulson's literally there right on their back end. Treywick might have a chance. He's got to get up there and block, though. He's got Anderson right in the way, though. We're going to get the speed back up. Can they do it? Oh, somehow they do. Daniel is right on that mark. Now comes defensive action here. Anderson's your new leader, and right now Anderson, like I said, playing to that strategy he wants to do. He wants to make sure these drivers know when and where they're at and know how to take them out. Hope for a little bit of a break or two and see what he can do, and that really seems to be a case of momentum over anything else. But Treywick now uses his run on the outside. Right now, Treywick now taking such a big risk and a big momentous stride there. He knows Paulson will just be lingering around back there. He will fight him for everything he's got. The field right now currently just as close to proximity for what they can get out of it, and everyone else just trying to hope for the best here. Khan, though, I think really is now starting to see the error of his ways there, not taking those tires like everyone else had. I think Brad Pot will probably feel the same thing. The only thing that could change it for him is a caution here. Getting caution this late, though, especially considering what this track and these drivers have been doing as of late, I don't think it's going to necessarily work out that well. Again, I've been very, very wrong before. I'll never know, but like I said, the reason I say the only reason I even say that a caution is actually going to help right now, or going to be of a chance here, is because it's basically the way to kind of work around their situation here. Because again, they're so far down, they're so far in that hole. Yeah, I think really the big thing I'm kind of taking away from this so far has been I've been fairly impressed with the strategies that Tim Williams tried to use on the top dogs. I'm pretty impressive there. Michael Pratt made a big run there as well when he did. You know, in the battling against Khan and Holloway for as long as they did, and you kind of got to put everything together here. They had to fight, they had to scratch, they had to claw every ounce of these drivers out of there. But again, it's just really, I'm looking at the strategy, and I'm looking at the tempo as being set up here. Khan still 7 seconds completely back, and he's hoping for a break here. Paulson and Treywick pretty much right on the edge and teetering right near where they need to be. So we'll see if the 06 can keep his momentum up here as Treywick continues to try to drive in and get him. And you can just see too how much steering he is having to maneuver to that wall as close as he can before having to ultimately hit that little spot on the top of the ridge, then to the bottom of the track here. And again, the wheel is straight because that is basically the best way to keep that car from turning in too much and too badly. It allows for a little bit more rhythm, a little bit more drive off. Does help to an extent, but it definitely doesn't help when you got such a dilemma to have to face up against too. $67 laps of 100 laps right now put in the books. Holloway, Mitzel patrolling in their own wilderness, their own little area. Driving quick now. Holloway gonna take one on Mitzel, the missile. Finally, and I mean finally, starting to catch on to his brakes here and catch on to his situation. You narrow it down times and you narrow down the speeds. I think it all kind of works out in its favor. Bitzel jumping a little bit into the wall. Marasco now not too far behind either here. Bitzel's just starting to get a little bit more away here. The Marasco, though, get a little bit of that hot sauce in it because he's got the Tabasco stewing up in the Marasco camp. And again, he's trying to show, too, last week was no fluke. He's trying to show he had that speed, he had that momentum. And he's definitely proven it with a lot of run down there. Pottle into pit road right now, so let's see how she squares it up. Corey Coe still lingering around back there. Michael Pratt also the same deal, same situation. A lot of these guys at this point, they're really just hoping for whatever they can. Dean Viney have a little bit of a duo here between him and Bobby Anderson. Both drivers just kind of taking their time. Looks like they just kind of chit-chatted with each other for a second. It was like, yeah, we'll go on our merry way. Nothing to worry about, good sir. Marasco now putting up the fight to Holloway here. So now he's already trying to make his corner off. 30 laps from 8. Khan right now, again, he is trying so desperately just to get back into this run. But he's already a lap down and facing more pressure as he goes. Time's running out here and he knows the pressure is on him to try to do good. I guarantee a lot of these drivers were hoping for a little bit of a bit break or a bit of a breather here. But instead, what happened is they learned the hard way. So pit stops now in Mitzel and Marasco, both in their stalls. Paulson also in there as well. I think we'll keep an eye on them real quick to see what happens here. I think honestly though, we're probably going to be seeing a lot more strategy be pushed up to their limit here. Paulson trying to get in and out. Looks like he's going to be playing a little bit of a different strategy compared to his boy Marasco. Marasco, his teammate, jumping off the grid quickly. Paulson, Treywick now into pit road. Holloway joins him. Bobby Anderson too. I don't know how he's been hanging around this whole race, but he's been lingering still. He's got some tires on himself. All right, that was on lap 60. He does need to get back into fuel here soon, but I don't know. I think, honestly, he may legitimately be a bit of a dark horse here. I think he may actually be the guy that kind of throws everybody a bit of a huge curveball. I'm kind of liking what I see from him. Now, is that necessarily, though, going to work? I don't know. But he is your new leader, so whatever he's doing, seems like it's working. But he does have to go to pit road eventually here, so he's going to know Ryan Marasco is going to try to catch him here. He's about 13 lap difference between those two. So Anderson, your leader right now. Closed out by about 4 seconds. Marasco losing it to Khan and Paulson. Both drivers now in a heated debate here. Looks like Khan actually wants to finally catch back up. So it looks like his strategy may actually have worked out better than I actually gave him credit for. And by the way, he did take tires that last pit stop on lap 69. But so did Paulson. And it looks like Paulson probably well aware of what he's up to, trying to stake it to him here. Anderson to pit road, so that is going to pretty much be his last pit stop of the day. I think he was hoping for a little bit of a long shootout on the runs of the fuel. So that way he can actually just kind of outdrive these guys on a fuel run. But if we look at our strategy here, the pit strategy presented by, of course, Fort Worth Screen Printing, you can see they only get about 17 laps of fuel, so I would say probably I would not suspect Anderson to make it all the way to the end on that stop there, considering you see how many laps he's got left. He's going to be just a little bit short, but I will not lie. I was kind of thinking he may make it work, but once I started seeing how it was going, it was, at that point, nope. So Paulson, Khan right now, 2 mono-a-monos right now, and currently Paulson still with your race lead. Anderson trying to stay on the lead lap per se. Knows he's going to have a lot of company coming his way in a minute. Back from the pack here, Dean Viney, currently a lap down. Looking not to go another lap down. Deals from the pressure for Daniel Holloway in the number 21. The Reese's Cups are starting to sweeten his day up a little bit, and the Butterfingers slipping right out of the hands of Dean Viney. Nothing he can do about it, as Marasco even can't do nothing about the sweetness of a Reese's Cup. He falls back to 6th. Bell back to 6th. Bell out of the groove. 20 laps left to go. And this gap right now is starting to be even more and more situated. And just imagine too, if this was not the ARCA cars, and we imagine like this was actually those Gen 4 cars, how on earth would they have been even able to hang on down there, let alone be able to stay relatively in control of themselves? That would be absolutely insane to me. This would literally be like the fastest and toughest speed just to gather and gain up to, if you ask me. Paulson getting further along too. Con's got about a second and a tenth now, going to about a second and 2/10 off the radar. He is struggling. Field right now, just at this point, it's all just kind of depending on where you want to really see the race at. It is turned into a long distance fight. There is no doubt in my mind on that here. Now Trawick moving up with Mitchell, Holloway and them, Paulson and Con now back into pit road. Now final strategies being lingered in. Remember, there's only 2 extra tires that they can do. Paulson used his up, Con used his up. Mitchell and Trawick have also used theirs up. So this is at this point just the long, long final road to success or to failure. Holloway and Co. now in. Mitchell gonna try to right in. Trawick staying out. Rorasco's already been in. At this point, he's just trying to get his lap back. Hope for a little bit of a break here, a little bit of a chance. If his opportunity will let him. Rorasco gonna try to slingshot Trawick around, looking for an opening. Got the gap, got his opening there, and there it is. He'll get himself back on the lead lap, at least for right now anyway. Paulson, company on his backside there. Michael Pratt coming right up underneath him there. Look like maybe he's just trying to kind of situate what he can do here. Trawick, the last remaining driver yet to go to pit road. Remember, he went in lap 74. He's going to have to eventually admit defeat, but he will be giving Paulson a lot of time to catch him once he does. Pratt is pretty much on the binder too there. He's on lap 71, tire and fuel. He is just pretty much trying to linger out as long as he can. Probably hoping for a break or hoping for a catch if he can or something. Holloway or Khan. Those two still going for it as much as they can. It really is not a whole lot left or can be said here, guys. I'm trying my best here, I swear, but the drivers have pretty much scouted and thrown themselves all across the plains of this race and cost the run of this track. Well, coming up here, we'll have a mere 10 laps remaining. And laps left to go here, and now that means this is pretty much all down to who made the right choices, who made the mistakes. My opinion right now, Paulson just outclassed everybody again, point blank. But 10 laps to go, Trawick could somehow sneak one out. But it's only about a 20-second gap difference between him, and he's starting to lose it more as he goes. Paulson just trying to get up there as fast as he can, trying to make sure he doesn't let this one slip away from him. Time running out, though. It's 8 laps left to go. Paulson now into the lead there. So as you kind of could tell, Trawick had to get into pit road. He had no choice. And now a 6-second gap is what separates him from the final leg of this race. Daniel Holloway not catching him very much though either. And Khan pretty much kind of dead weighting himself right now. That's really not much of a choice there. These drivers did everything they could and try to find the best line, the best run, the best strategies, but some just could not get it dialed in better than others. Anderson's pit stop puts him right in the top 3 bracket. He's looking to try to hold on. It actually looks like he's going for a second spot there. Maybe a last-ditch effort, that last-minute fight out, just hoping for anything he can. He threw everything he had at the boy there. No give, no take, no. No zone there, my friends. Trawick right behind Mitchell. The Missile trying to hold on. Pit stop down there for Anderson. And it looks like he didn't quite get where he needed to be all the way. Treywick and Mitchell, looks like it's going to be a big fight out between the two. Down the inside, Treywick finally getting another run there on the inside. And the Missile right now just trying to stabilize the car up. Maybe looking for another run. Pontiac versus the Dodge style up there. Two brands of manufacturers, I don't even know how the heck are not even in the sport anymore, but unfortunately, they've long been surpassed. Top 5 on your screen for the final 5 laps. Paulson just absolutely killed it, though, with this strategy, though. He's 6 seconds ahead. At this point, the only thing left is who's going to be able to get the better of these two, or these two behind. We've got ourselves a little bit of a double battle in the sections here. No give, no go, no zone. Khan right now fighting hard with Marasco, but Marasco once again tackles him. He played his strategy well. Played it well, made his move, made his mark. He knew what he had to do. Now, which one of these two will it be? With 3 laps to go, Derek Paulson, your race leader, just gapping it up. Thrown onto the line, thrown onto the wire here, and nobody, I mean nobody, has been able to just figure out how to control the gaps, control the distance, and make amends and make a run for what they got. Other than that guy in that big 06. Marasco and Holloway now looks like they got a little bit of a thing going too. Mitchell and Treywick throwing back a little wire just a little bit. One last side-by-side battle with 2 to go. Next time around will be white flag out on the track. Marasco hard drive on the outside. Holloway trying to close them up, but that swerve of the corner there for Marasco just shows everything you need to. Ladies and gentlemen, this time around, the 06, Derek Paulson. He's got a big white flag up in the air for this one. I mean, the crazy thing is, he never held back, he never held off. He just simply took the strategy he had in mind, may have had to make one slight adjustment, and then from there, well, they say as always, the rest is history. Off of turn number 4 down to the final stretch, Derek Paulson will bring it back to victory lane. Your winner today, Michigan, is the 06. I mean, sometimes you wonder, was there really any doubt? Final results popping up on your screen, race fans. Yet again, performance making at its finest for Derek Paulson. Comes away with the win. Treywick going to come second. Oh, but DJ Mitchell down there. DJ going to go third. Marasco fourth. Daniel Holloway fifth. Sixth to Con. Seventh to Go. Anderson eighth. Ninth to Pottle. 10th goes to Michael Pratt. That will round out your top 10 here. Your 18 drivers here. What a lineup we had on display, and what a race it was. Top 3 now, about to head to our interview booth here. We start up, of course, with DJ Mitzel. And Mitzel, once again, the missile engaged on this track, coming away today third. But nevertheless, I got to ask you, you said earlier on you really weren't expecting to set a really tone or a strategy here, but it actually worked out pretty good in your favor there, I think, with what you were playing up to there, sir.
Yeah, I think exactly what I wanted happened. You know, I wanted to go out, start the race, really conservative. You know, get a few positions, get in a good spot, then just ride, save tires, and really just try to do as best I could on the long run. So it worked out. I wish I would have saved tires a little bit better in that second stint. Derek was just so fast, and I was trying to keep up with them guys, and just tore him off a little bit more to where he got way out.
If you had tried to actually save the tires more, would that have got the car to be a little bit faster, you think, or nah?
Yeah. I mean, I think if I could have saved the tires a little bit more, I could have stuck with Derek a little bit better. I don't think I could have beaten him, but yeah, I started pressing a little bit when I got behind Holloway and messed up and tore off some tires in that second stint. And is what it is. Good run for me though.
Good run for you indeed. Well, you know the drill. Who do you want to thank her for this one?
I just want to thank everybody, all the drivers, Pit Stall, Tim, Lee, you, Chris, for broadcasting. Fun group. I enjoyed it.
For sure there. DJ, nevertheless, congratulations bringing back to third, and good to see you again.
Thank you.
The missile, DJ Mitzel, ladies and gentlemen, coming away today in your second spot today. Of course, Blake Treywick here coming out with another solid effort here. No word on if he'll join us here in the call, so I think we'll just give him that little overlay real quick and kind of set it on down to the inevitable one himself, the 06, Derek Paulson, yet again traveling to victory lane, and a big victory for you today here, Derek. Congratulations, popping up another one here. And, well, we've known you to be an extremely good strategist and really timely in your strategies, but yet again, you found a way to mix speed and strategy together, and it works out perfectly here at the last bit of this race.
Yeah, it was when you only had another one caution race. I figured, it'd come down to pitting and this and that, and what really threw Blake off was I pit one lap sooner than he did, which I would have gained a little on him, but I think he got caught behind a lap car coming out of the pits, and that pretty much threw his race away. I myself was a little disappointed because I wanted to see how him and I, it would have been a pretty good battle there toward the end, but he just got terribly unlucky with that lap car there. That would have been the second to the last pit for him, and then the last 15, 20 laps, it was just cruise control, not overdriving it. Had to save tires in case of a caution, so just drive him as Daisy up there, and I'm pretty excited about this one.
Just very excited about this one indeed here. I know obviously you got quite a bit of a run, quite a bit of a long haul you've been taking down on the track and taking for what you can get out of it. For you really though, I mean, we're really, really late in this season. You're coming up on the final legs. What does this win kind of settle for you in terms of getting one step closer to possibly the big championship end for you?
I haven't even looked at the points. I am going to miss the very last race that got rescheduled because I'll be on vacation. So, I mean, to me, it's whatever. I'm here to have fun and enjoy the guys here that show up every Thursday. And this next stretch it's my bread and butter tracks. We got Michigan, I think we got Auto Club and Pocono, and these three are three of my many favorite tracks, but I would say these are on my top of the list for favorites about. And Yeah, I mean, I just enjoy. I get good luck here. It was a little different, the beginning of the race. I was saving tires, and I might have saved a little too much. And my God, the other guys were really running hard, and I'm like, wow, maybe I screwed up here. Um, but yeah, like again, next couple races are gonna be fun, and then I'll be on a little break due to summertime in the North Country. But yeah, again, I got to thank. Yeah, I'll just start thanking people. I gotta thank everyone who showed up again tonight. Close racing, one caution, and that caution was early. Again, was really good. I gotta thank Pitt. I gotta thank Tim and all the pit stall admins for letting this league go on. I gotta thank you there up in the booth for being here every Thursday, and gotta thank all the guys again that showed up today. And I gotta thank Michael Falk Racing Designs again. He's on my car, and I gotta thank MFRD driver Ty Morosco. He was racing with me again tonight, and it's always good to have him in there with me.
First share there, Derek. Congratulations on taking this one on down for the long haul today to win it today, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
Derek Foss, ladies and gentlemen, here in Michigan, will fire this one off to victory lane. Big thank you again to our friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing and, of course, John T. Garrett Twitch channel. And, of course, Lightning Wrapz for your support here on the show. Thanks, everyone, for tuning on in. Been a long night, but we're calling it a day. See you next time when the green flag flies on PTM Racing TV.